my gosh, the light is so pretty, but I'm gonna lose it so soon. I don't even know if I should be filming this video. Hello, welcome to my channel. Do you want to know the perfect Cricut pressure settings for your sticker? Spoiler alert, there's no easy answer. Spoiler alert, sometimes you're lucky and it's a very easy answer, and this chart right here will just be it for you. This chart is from Online Labels, and if you don't get your paper from them, then you know you can use it as a base reference. So what I do is I'm a very particular person, and I feel like you probably are too. So you want to find like the perfect pressure setting for your stickers. You don't want something that's too harsh, something that's too light. You want the experience of the person who's peeling that sticker, whether it be a customer or yourself, for it to be flawless, right? That's what I want as well. So I'm gonna show you how I find the perfect pressure settings. I use custom settings for everything. I figure out exactly the type of paper I have, and then I find the pressure for that exact paper. I test it, and then I retest it, and it's kind of like this spectrum, right? On one end of the spectrum, you have a very light cut. So that means that as you're tearing, some of it rips, or like it's not as easy to grab. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you're basically making half a die cut sticker. So if you don't know the difference between a die cut and a kiss cut sticker, just imagine like when you're kissing someone, you don't penetrate them with the blade. Your blade, it doesn't go all the way through. Okay, the analogy got lost. Kiss cut is like just a, and a die cut is like beep, beep. 1 second, let me go get it. I'm back. All right, so an example of a kiss cut sticker, the one is you would use a kiss cut setting for sticker sheets, right? Kiss cut. And if you want to learn how to make a backing, I do have a video talking about how to make a backing, so you should go check that one out. And then a die cut sticker is something like this. This is not my original design. I didn't make this sticker, but this is the only thing that I had like in hand here. Yeah. Does anyone else watch Sailor Moon or used to watch it? I'm rewatching it right now. I used to think that Sailor Moon was annoying, but I don't think so anymore because I realized that I can really relate to her. Pressure settings, yes. So kiss cut and die cut. I turned on my Cricut, so it's on right now. And then we're gonna take you over to my laptop, and then I'm going to do a screen recording so that you can see exactly how and what I do. I'm going to be using this Online Labels weatherproof matte sheet of paper. I also did a video on paper reviews. So I got samples from Online Labels and Sheet Labels, and I basically just printed on the same settings, and I did my cut. I was able to test out which ones I like best, and then I ordered some for my shop. Because a mistake that I made in the very beginning was I watched people's YouTube videos, and then I got the paper that they got because they recommended it. But I ended up actually not using any of them. They're the ones that I test my print on. And then when I discovered my own paper, that's the one that I actually use for my shop. I think it's really important that you test paper. Anyway, okay, let me get this screen record on so that we can get it rocking. Okay, one thing that's really annoying about Cricut Design Space right now is that with the new update, they don't show your custom pressure settings like right off the bat. So you're just gonna have to work with me here. Okay, hi. So what I did is I took one of my designs, and this is one of my die cut designs, but we're just going to pretend that it's a kiss cut sticker because that is the one that's really important that you get right, because you'll know if the die cut isn't right. Either it won't come off or the backing will rip. But the kiss cut is something that you really want to be able to gauge like exactly what pressure settings you should use. I have one of my designs on here, and let's say that I'm gonna give myself 6 trials for now just to test it out. Going to align the top, distribute it horizontally, even though it's not that important. I just like having things organized. Okay, so before I start, what I'm doing right now is the first one, I'm going to try a certain pressure setting. I'm going to try what Online Labels recommends, and then I'm going to gauge whether I should up the pressure or I should lower the pressure. That's the second one. And then we're gonna keep trying until we get the perfect pressure settings. So this means that everything that we're trying is going to be on one sheet of paper, and we don't have to waste a lot of paper, because I know that paper is one of the biggest cogs when it comes to making stickers. Our intention is to have 6, right? So I'm gonna turn these into drawing, and this one I'm going to turn into a cut. Okay, but we're actually using these other 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as like a to help with the layout. Does that make sense? You'll see. You might see. You might not see. So I'm gonna delete these because it'll just take up extra time, and then I'm going to attach it. Okay, so then when I make it, it's distributed. If I didn't do that, okay, if I just detached it and they were not attached, right, one individual, another individual, and I press make it, Cricut would rearrange it. So it's either on different mats, which is not what you want, or next to each other. So that's why I attach it, so that it shows the evenly distributed space. Okay, so now I'm going to make it, and I'm going to go to continue. So the paper that we have is weatherproof matte, so the very bottom. So it says for kiss cut pressure 185. Let's use 185 as a base, and then we can decide whether or not we want to go higher or lower. So okay, so this is what I mean by design space being really annoying, because in the previous version I would be able to see my materials, like what I named them. In this version I can't. Why? Okay, so my dial is set on custom on my Cricut. I don't change it to paper, paper plus, paper minus, cardstock or anything. It's always custom, because like you, I want things to be perfection, cater to the exact blade and the exact paper that I have, because I have 4 different types of paper, but I only use 2 for my shop, and they all have very different pressure settings. So I go to my materials, and then I'm going to go down on the bottom left to material settings, then scroll all the way down, and I'm going to press add new material. So I like to name it like weatherproof matte, let's do white, save, and then we're going to use 185 as a base. Done. Now I have to go back to browse all materials because it's not on my favorites, and then this is also another lame part, which I'm gonna have to do some trial and error. I can't see my materials, so I'm gonna have to guess. Is it this one? Oh, nice, it is. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go back. Because what I really do is I write 185, because that's the pressure setting, right? Save. Just so I'm sure of it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go here. Weatherproof white matte 185. Perfect. So it's a custom material 185. Now I'm gonna go. I'll take you with me. You guys want to come with me? Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it on the Cricut mat, obviously nicely and as straight as possible, but it's a little bit hard to do it with one hand. And then I'm going to feed it into the Cricut. I'm going to press. Okay, so you're probably thinking, what is it doing right now? What does a drawing do? If you don't have a pen in here, it's just gonna pretend like it's drawing. It's like the equivalent of when a baby gives you a phone and you're like, hello? Like, no one's on that phone, and that's not even a phone, that's my hand. Okay, this is 185. Okay, you see that? That pressure's too much. Way too much. I mean, there might be ways that I can slightly, no, I can't even, oh yeah, there you go. I can like get it, but I have to really try. That's a terrible experience for someone who is either purchasing a sticker or is trying to use a really, really cute, cool sticker, and they're like, oh shoot, like it's hard to peel. I hate hard to peel stickers. Figure out your pressure settings, man. So 185 was not so great. That means that we need to lighten up the pressure just a little bit more. We're gonna go back. So I'm going to detach, and then I'm going to copy. I'm gonna make another one right here. This is a cut one. The one that's grayed in is cut. And this one is no longer cut. This should be a draw. Okay? And then I'm going to attach it again. And the reason I attach it is because if I don't attach it, so I just unattached it. If I don't attach it, then it will look like this. One board and then two boards. That's not what you want. And I'm going to attach it again. I'm gonna make it. First one is a draw, second one's a cut, third one's a draw. Okay? And then, you guessed it, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back to the material settings, and I'm going to change the pressure to, let's say like 175. Let's work in increments of 10. Okay, if it will connect to my Cricut. How's your day? Did you guys have a good day today? How are you watching this, by the way? Are you on your mobile? Are you on your computer? Are you on an Xbox? Am I streaming on a huge TV? Okay, browse all materials, and then I'm gonna go to material settings. I'm going to somehow find my mysterious, oh no, it's right here. It shows. Okay, weatherproof matte, edit, and then I'm going to change it to 175, and then I'm going to boop, boop, 175, save, done, right? I'm gonna browse my materials again, and I'm gonna find it. I'm going to assume it's this one because it was here before. Done. All right, weatherproof matte 175, perfect. So now I'm going to put this back on the board, and then I'm going to come back. Pressure setting 175. I could already tell, look at that. That's too much already. Let's see, it should be at least better than the 185. Okay, yeah, it's good here. It's good here. Okay, it's not so good over here. It ripped over here. And obviously, yeah, it's ripped. Okay, so we need to try another one. Let's try 165. I'm going to press finish. I'm going to take this, I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to attach it. Weatherproof matte 165. Let's try it. We did it. 165 apparently is the magic number. Okay, now you're probably thinking, oh cool, I got that paper. I'm gonna do 165 and it's gonna be great. Wrong! And the reason I say that is because I had different pressure settings, and then my blade got really dull. So then I bought new blades. The pressure settings were wrong again. So it really depends. And it's kind of scary because you just, you know, you always have to go back to testing. But I think that's why you need to find an efficient way to test so that you're not wasting a bunch of paper. You know what? I want to show you guys what it looks like when it's too light. Let me show you, because I think that's very important for you to know. 135. Okay. See that? You think it's perfect. Alright, I'm just tearing it at this point. Oh gosh. Okay, so there's obviously right here, that is definitely a no-no. You'll notice, look at those lines. So just be very careful when you're figuring out your perfect pressure settings. Remember that you should be doing this for every single paper that you have, and if you do end up switching blades because one of them gets dull, you should retest it just to make sure that it cuts right. Also make sure that you test your stickers out, because like I find that like if you were to like cut a circle, it's pretty easy, but then if you had like, let's say like a triangle, sometimes the blade, when it like hits that angle, it won't cut as well, so you'll have to pull it a little bit, and your goal is so that it will cut through anything. Well, I really hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you guys do test out your paper and your blade and your pressure settings. Yeah. Bye.